And then we get into our two championship bouts of the evening. The first is for the interim heavyweight championship, as Tom Aspinall defends against Curtis Blaydes. Aspinall is 31 years old, out of Salford, England, training with Team Cowbon and Aspinall BJJ. 14-3 for his career. He's finished every fight he's been in with 11 wins by knockout, another 3 by submission. He has also been finished in 2 of the 3 fights that he has lost, 1 knockout and 1 submission loss. His last bout was a victory for the interim heavyweight championship at UFC 295, a win over Sergey Pavlovich that gives him back-to-back first-round knockouts. The last 4 wins he has had have all come inside the first round. He's 7-1 in the octagon. He's finished all of his UFC fights. Only the second fight even made it to the second round. His only loss in the UFC was a knee injury against Curtis Blaydes. That's the only time he's taken an L in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. He has the shortest average fight time in UFC history at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. I'm sure there are a couple of qualifiers on that. And he has been a pro since 2014. Taking on Blaydes, who is 33 years old, out of Illinois, training at Elevation Fight Team. He is 18-4 with 1 no contest, 13 wins by knockout, another 5 by submission, and he has been stopped in all 4 of his losses. His last bout was a victory by knockout over Jailton Almeida at UFC 299. He's won 3 of his last 4, finishing all 3, again, 1 by injury to Tom Aspinall. In the UFC, he has been there since 2016, 13-4 in that time with 1 no contest. He has the most takedowns landed in UFC heavyweight division history, which is insane. He's a pro since 2014, BJJ purple belt under Cody Donovan, and was a junior college national champion and All-American out of Harper College. He has been, as I said kind of on the early stories, he has been dancing around this title shot for a really, really, really long time, and kind of ran into trouble every time that it's been, okay, this is going to be that opportunity. So I'm happy that even just coming off of 1 win, the victory over Almeida, I'm happy that he is able to get this opportunity here, but he is running into a buzzsaw. Tom Aspinall, I've said this before, if the John Jones mess wasn't happening, I think Aspinall would be one of the top stars in the sport, just given like the moniker of heavyweight champion, and his ability to finish fights, how aggressive he is, good looking dude, I would say. Like, he has all the star making ability that you would want. This guy should be fighting in soccer stadiums in England. And like I said on Monday, they're doing a decent job here. This arena seats about 23,000 people, I think, at its capacity. I don't know when you have to block everything off for the cage and media, how that changes things. But this guy should feel like a superstar with what he has been doing. And I feel like he is right there on the cusp of being that sort of a guy. He either needs to fight John Jones or needs John Jones to get out of his way. And I think John Jones not wanting to fight Tom Aspinall has every bit to do with Tom Aspinall being that much of an ass kicker. And look, I think that's more John Jones's team than John Jones. I would like to state that. Anytime we talk about a fighter ducking, I think John Jones, given the opportunity, would fight a grizzly bear. But I think John Jones's team is looking at name value and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, I just thought I'd put a caveat on that. This is an intriguing fight because Curtis Blaydes brings that wrestling pedigree that I certainly think you would assume would give someone like Tom Aspinall trouble. We just haven't seen him face trouble in the Ultimate Fighting Championship all that much. And that is something I worry about. Like, Almeida was able to pressure Curtis Blaydes in their fight at UFC 299, and really, he just kind of slipped. Excuse me. I'm still choked up about it. Jeez. He just kind of slipped into the takedown and left his head exposed, and Curtis Blaydes just was like, I'm just gonna keep elbowing this thing. And eventually got the win. So again, credit to him. And Curtis Blaydes is a really, really good fighter. A high-level fighter who should have had an opportunity like this probably a long time ago. I think this is a really bad matchup for him. While his stand-up has improved over the years, it is not to the level of a Tom Aspinall. And so I do think Aspinall kind of blitzes him again and is able to come away with a highlight reel sort of a finish coming up on Saturday. How does Curtis Blaydes win this fight? You got to time those takedowns perfectly, my guy. Because Aspinall, he doesn't really charge in recklessly, right? Like in his win over Pavlovich, Pavlovich kind of tagged him first and got him a little bit wobbly, but he stayed patient. And then as Pavlovich is coming in, it's that right to the temple that rocks his equilibrium, and then Aspinall decides to separate him from consciousness for a second with another big right that closes the show. But he's not really a charge it in type. You're going to have to time a takedown perfectly for Blaydes. Like he does have a path to victory, and it's not just a puncher's chance. Like he is, quite frankly, 5 takedowns away from winning the Ultimate Fighting Championship's interim heavyweight championship. I was going to say 3 takedowns away, but that gives Aspinall 2 rounds, which is 10 minutes, to find that dynamite and detonate it. And that is the problem when you are facing a fighter like Tom Aspinall, is you have to be perfect for 25 minutes. Curtis Blaydes has the wrestling ability to be able to do that. It's just, will he get that opportunity? Because every fight starts on the feet. And I just think that is going to be too much of a hurdle for Blaydes to overcome. So I do think the hometown guy, Tom Aspinall, ends up getting the win.